The recession is here and it looks like it's only going to be getting worse. So that means acquiring new customers is going to be a lot more difficult, especially considering that ad costs are way up, influencers aren't converting sales like they used to, and consumers are just going to be a lot more picky about who they buy from and where they shop because they just don't have as much discretionary income, to take the risk of possibly not being happy with their purchase. So that means it's time to double down on one of the only recession-proof marketing strategies that exists, and that's email marketing. So in this video, I want to cover 4 things that we're doing to help our clients succeed through this recession with our email marketing. And I will say that these things can be applied to all of your marketing in general, but for the focus of this channel, I'm going to be speaking specifically about what we're doing with email marketing. So the first thing is you want to get personal with your marketing. And I mean this in really 2 angles. So first, you want to be personalizing your emails as much as you can. The great thing about most of the email marketing software that's out there today is that you can personalize the emails in ways that you never could in the past. So of course you can use their name and use those dynamic tags. But what I mean is by doing things like using segmentation, so breaking up your list into smaller groups of people around certain things, whether it's based around engagement or product interest or their shopping history or their demographics or their location. There's all different kinds of rules you can set for these segments, and then crafting the content in those emails to cater towards that specific group. So that way your messaging is dialed in to that particular segment. So whenever they receive that email, it's just a lot more interesting and it resonates a lot deeper with them. The other thing is you can personalize the products that are being offered to them in the emails. Not every software will allow you to do this, but Klaviyo, which is the platform we use for e-commerce businesses, they've actually just recently improved this pretty significantly where you can have it set up to automatically, you can just put the box in the email to where you're showing these suggested products, but it will be customized to their browsing history and products they've purchased. And you can, again, this is something where you can change the rules, but this ensures that whenever they get an email, so now assuming you've done your part on the content side and the messaging to really cater to them, and then now they're being shown products that they already have an interest in, it's going to be a lot easier to have success with emails by doing that. So then the other side of personalizing, being more personalized or more personal with your marketing is to personalize your brand. So at this point, people don't really like to do business with faceless corporations. They like to do business with other people. So whether it's B2B or direct to consumer, whatever it is, we like to do business with people that we like. So what you can do is start to show more of a human element to your brand. So for a lot of brands, the founder doesn't like to be involved. They don't like to be the face of the company, and that's fine. You don't have to have someone be the face of the company and do a bunch of videos and all that kind of stuff, although it does help. But what you can do is start to throw in every so often a plain text email from the founder or from some person on the team and have that be consistent. So there's a consistent personality and message there, and really talk about what's going on with the business and share some maybe either behind the scenes stuff. Definitely show appreciation to your customers and thank them for their business and show them some extra love, and really just doing things that remind them that they are doing business with humans. And another thing is, if you have a smaller business, you want to lean into the fact that you are a small business, because a lot of people prefer these days to do business with smaller businesses, and they like to know that their purchase is supporting a small business. So the second thing you can do is to focus more on your VIPs. So it's really going to be your most loyal customers and the customers who have purchased the most from you that are probably going to be carrying you through this recession, because what you typically have is you have a group of people who absolutely love your brand. They buy everything, at least whenever it makes sense for them. They buy everything you have to offer. And then you have a lot of kind of, hit or miss type of customers. And then you have a lot of people who have just never purchased. They ended up on your list and they just never purchased, or maybe they purchased one time and they've never really purchased again, right? During a recession, those people most likely aren't going to be excited to be buying more from you. So maybe they never really wanted or needed what you have to offer in the first place. And, I'm not sure, but, how they ended up on your list, but it happens. Or, again, maybe maybe they already got what they needed. Like they just don't feel the need to buy any more products from you. But the thing is here is that your VIPs, not only are they going to spend more money with you, they're going to be the ones who are more likely to post about your brand online. They're going to be the ones who are more likely to tell their friends about your brand. So these are the people that you really want to give more attention and more love with your marketing. So you should definitely have some VIP segments, and you should have a regular touch point with your marketing going out directly to them, and the messaging needs to speak to them and address them as the VIPs. It doesn't mean you call them VIPs, although I do recommend giving them a branded name as a term that kind of, indicates that they are a higher status from your average customer, just to, again, make them feel special. But yeah, you want to do that in the messaging. Make sure you're always showing them a little extra love and appreciation for being your best customers, and making it clear to them. Like they should know when they get those types of emails that not everyone is getting that. Now, some people they might assume that you're just saying that to everyone, but they should know that what you're saying is at least true to them because they have bought a lot of things from you. Then a couple other things you can do to really focus more on your VIPs and to really get more value from that particular group of customers is, if you don't have a rewards program, definitely set up a rewards program. So you want to be incentivizing people, your best customers, to continue purchasing and giving and allowing them to get rewarded for continuing to make more purchases. In fact, you can even set up your rewards program to work in tiers to where that they actually get better and better rewards as they continue to purchase more. And then the other thing would be a referral program. A lot of times the rewards program or referral program might be part of one program. Sometimes they're separate. Either way works. But again, these are the people who are most likely to already be telling their friends and family and sharing content about you online anyways. So why not incentivize them? Why not let them get something in return for doing that? Because for one, it's just it's a nice thing to do. Like they're probably already referring you business, and so why not let them get a little piece of that? But the other thing is, there's going to be a lot of people who maybe they absolutely love your brand, but they're just not the type to really post much about anything online. And this might be that thing that kind of they're like, well, I love this product, so let me give this a shot just for the sake of getting whatever the referral commission is or whatever the reward is. And you end up incentivizing that where you get not only just more shout outs about your brand, but that also leads to more UGC just out there online that you can then use and repurpose for your marketing in your emails and your other marketing. So if you continue that, it's just a cycle that continues to work and build and just grows the awareness of your brand. So the third thing is to not dilute your brand with too many discounts. So I'm already seeing this. I mean, it's crazy. If you just go on Facebook or Instagram, I'm sure you're seeing all the ads from e-commerce businesses right now. Everyone is they're putting out offers right now that are as good as a Black Friday, Cyber Monday type of offer in the past. And they're just doing it, at any given time. And the problem is that once you train your market and train your customers to only buy whenever you have discounts, they almost never will go back to paying full price again. And you end up doing basically what JCPenney did to their brand. It's just so difficult. No one ever takes your full price seriously when they see you offering these crazy discounts, 20, 30, 40% off constantly, buy one, get one free, all these, massive discounts all the time. They kind of get the sense that, they must be so profitable that they can do these crazy discounts and they're still making a lot of money. So they're thinking, again, it's like they're just going to expect you to continue to do that. And they just don't think that the regular price is even real anymore. So it's very hard to back people out of that. So it doesn't mean you can't use discounts, especially, for the traditional, the big seasonal holidays, and especially for Black Friday, Cyber Monday. But you're better off, again, you're just knowing that a lot of those customers that are kind of on the fence about you might very likely going to get fewer purchases from them. But if you can lean into your VIPs and lean into the people who genuinely are interested in your products and focusing on just old school marketing of just having great copywriting and solid design if you're using design with your emails, and just winning people's business over that way, and then also delivering an amazing customer experience. So the fourth thing kind of ties into the last one, which is you'll want to focus on lower average order value offers. So this might be the time to introduce a new product, a new bundle, something where it's a little bit more cost effective for people. So especially this is going to help with acquiring new customers, where winning someone new over with a higher ticket offer is going to be more difficult. The thing is, like, a lot of people, they're just not going to have as much discretionary income as they did before. So they might love your brand, they might want to purchase from you, but your prices are just a little bit out of reach for them. So if you can come up with some type of offer, some type of product or collection where you can deliver still a good quality and still have a good profit, but at a lower price point, that's going to help you, again, not only acquire, but retain more customers. And you're doing it in a way where you're not having to use discounts. Obviously, if you put out a product that is a cheaper version of maybe it's similar to something else you have, then you would want to take out some of the features of the higher end product, so that way it's very clear that they're paying less, but they also are getting a little less. And that also kind of makes them where if they love that product, they're going to want to come back later and buy the higher priced one, right? So it's really more about just trying to win over their business now, trying to nurture that relationship over time, and just doing, retention marketing. That's what email marketing is all about, just winning people over and continuing to get repeat purchases over time and driving up that lifetime value. So those are the four things we're focused on going into the end of this year and going into next year, as far as trying to help businesses continue to be successful with their email marketing, but also just be successful in general. And so also some of these things that I'm talking about not only are just the strategies that we've come up with, but a lot of it might seem kind of obvious, but these are the things that, having talked with a bunch of our clients who were around and were in business in the last recession, that these and having them reflect on, what were the things that absolutely worked the most and what really kept your business afloat, or were you able to maybe even grow? And these were four of the absolute most consistent things that came up. So I wanted to share those with you guys. So that's it. I want to keep this video. I don't want to drag this on for too long. So if you check out the other videos on my channel, you can learn more about some of these things we talked about, so the segmentation especially, and coming up with a messaging strategy for your brand. Those are a couple of fundamental things you've got to have in place if you want to succeed with your email marketing. So be sure to check those out, and I will see you in the next video.